You probably know that when someone says they're colorblind, what they're probably saying is that they have red-green blindness, not that they see everything in black and white, literally without other colors. What you might not know, though, is that there is a place where color blindness runs rampant, and on that island, the inhabitants do in fact see in almost entirely black and white. I'm talking about Pingelap Atoll, and it's literally known as the Island of the Colorblind, since Oliver Sacks gave it that nickname in 1996. It has a pretty cool backstory that effectively comes from one person. In 1775, the atoll was devastated by a typhoon, and only a few survivors made it through the storm. According to the oral history of the island, one of the survivors was the king, who helped repopulate the island quite liberally by leaving a lot of descendants. And he had a rare condition known as achromatopsia. Fast forward a couple of centuries, and achromatopsia on Pingelap Atoll is about as common as left-handedness is on the mainland. Now, for some perspective, red-green colorblindness isn't particularly uncommon among certain people. About 8% of men have it, along with about 0.5% of women. Achromatopsia, on the other hand, affects only about 1 in 30,000 people, but on Pingelap Atoll, the condition affects about 1 in 10 people. Yeah, pretty high density there. Now onto the science of how color vision actually works. You've got 3 types of cone cells in your eye. Some are sensitive to red, some to green, and some to blue. Achromatopsia happens because none of the cones function properly, which leaves you with only the bright sensitive rod cells to do all the work. Rods only detect the intensity of light, so they can only perceive in grayscale. But there's another side effect. People with achromatopsia also tend to be very sensitive to bright light. That can make daily chores on a sunny island pretty unbearable. The upside is that achromatopsia does come with excellent dark vision, which is handy for another island tradition, catching flying fish by night using a bright fire suspended from a boat. If you're having a hard time imagining what it might be like to live with this condition, then I've got some good news. A Belgian photographer named Sanne de Wild put together a fantastic art installation with pictures that use infrared settings and black and white filters and lots of other ways of playing with color. The result was an art project intended to make people reconsider their relationship to color and to try to understand what a color actually is outside of how it's experienced. Just like the Oliver Sacks nickname, she called the project the Island of the Colorblind.